welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside head coach Daron Schoenrock. And coach, you come through the first part of this 2 to 3 week stretch that's going to kind of be the meat and potatoes when you look at the postseason potential on a resume a selection committee will look at. You came through it pretty good. You got a split at Arkansas for the first time ever. You win 2 or 3 at East Carolina. So you got to be pretty pleased at 3-2 with those 5 games last week.
You know, what we've done is we've really sliced this thing up into small increments. The guys have done a pretty good job of taking it one day at a time. Now, we've only managed offensively to kind of put together one inning in each of those. You're playing good opponents, and they're not giving you a lot of freebies. You've got to generate your own offense. We're finding a way just one time a game to generate a big inning.
Yeah.
You know, and you combine that with solid pitching, and it's enough. So, but yeah, I think our guys looked at that stretch and said, "Okay, here we go. Let's." And the temptation is to really look at the whole stretch and not focus on individual days. And they've done a good job of that.
Came through with a nice win in a neutral site. It's really kind of their home game in Little Rock against Arkansas last week. They came in and got the win here at Auto Park.
Yeah, Alex has given us a veteran presence as a midweek starter. And when you look around at a lot of midweek games, you know, and we've played some very good opponents in midweek. Arkansas State, Middle Tennessee, who's leading Conference USA
the top
now.
40 right now.
Yeah, top 40. They all, you know, they all kind of are searching and tinkering and experimenting with midweek starting pitching, and it's comforting to know you've got a veteran presence there, much like we were in 2013 with fifth-year senior Michael Wills. We got a fifth-year senior Alex Gunn. And that gives the team a calming influence. And he came out, and he wasn't real sharp against Arkansas, but he made enough pitches to keep us in there. You know, it kept the shutout intact. He gave us a chance to win until our offense got going.
Coach, you go to East Carolina, and fortunately, I guess now you had played 4 doubleheaders coming into the weekend. So when you got rained out Friday over in Greenville, just another weekend, it seems like a doubleheader on Saturday. Lose the first game, you come back and get a nice win in game 2, thanks in big part to a great catch in center field by Darian Tubbs.
Well, it was a good decision not to play Friday. And cold, you know, raining sideways, and it would have been a miserable night at the ballpark. And you don't want to try to play games just to play them because weather can, you know, affect the outcome. Their field drain's tremendous. We come out Saturday in much better weather and face a good pitching staff and a team that kind of had their back to the wall. A lot of tradition of winning there, and they haven't won much lately. In the last week, they had a tough week. They got us in game 1. We were very stagnant. I thought, you know, didn't have a lot of life, and we talked about that. In game 2, we had a tremendous amount of life, and we kind of withstood a little run they made, and you know, defensive game-changing play by Daron in the 9th, and you know, what an unbelievable video it is. I haven't seen footage, but off the bat I thought there's no way.
Yeah.
And that he's found a way to do that several times. You
come back on Saturday and they get up, I believe 2-0 fairly early, and their guys are really controlling us through 6 innings. Now, he only averaged about 5 1/3 innings to start. He got into the 7th. You could tell he was getting stretched out. That's when you made your run. And then it's Darian Tubbs again. You had scored a run to make it 2-1. Then all of a sudden he blasts one to center field. Their guy takes one step in, and that was probably the difference. It got over his glove, and it was a laser. Made it all the way to the wall. And, you know, you could tell once he was motoring for second, he was probably going to go for the end-of-park home run.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and that thing was inches above his glove. He took a couple steps in. It was one of those almost like a 2-iron shot that kind of rises as it goes. Darion's really gotten a lot stronger, and he's got the ability to do that. Last year he couldn't do that. And physically, you know, the work in the weight room and the maturity in another year in the program, he can drive balls now. And like I talked about in the post game, he's no longer just a guy that has to bunt and slap it on the ground. He's a threat to hit some doubles in that leadoff spot. Kind of reminds me of now a lot like a guy that UCF had a few years back named Ronnie Richardson that has that ability to show some power, still run, still get out, and still bags. A Ricky Henderson kind, you know, that hit some home runs and stole some bases. So big moment for Darian, big 2-gate. You know, his mom was there to see him. That was kind of neat and really special. And again, you know, Connor Alexander, what can you say? A freshman that's quietly putting together an unbelievable
Yeah.
freshman year, unlike any freshman pitching we've seen in a while here. And the numbers, he does not give anything. You know, the thing that haunted Connor, the only two guys he walks, both scored, and both were with one out. They
Right.
weren't leadoff walks. And so learning to eliminate those one or two little moments where you drift in and out of concentration. But Connor's stuff is very good. He's tough to lift. He's tough to, everything is at the knees and down. And so he's great in a small ballpark. There's a lot of things good about what Connor has going. And when we can get it to what we call the three amigos, and that's Myers, Caulfield, and Blackwood, our team feels like we got a great chance because those three guys are really doing well.
Come through the first week of conference play, you look around the league, there was only one sweep. South Florida sweep Cincinnati. They had to have an extra inning game on Saturday to earn that sweep. So everyone else either 2-1 or 1-2. So you can tell how close this league is going to be. A lot of parity in the league this year.
A lot of parity. Very good league. Quality baseball, quality coaches, great places to play. The environments are good. It's a lot of fun. And this league, I hope, when it starts unfolding, it'll show that it has merit to be a 3 to 4 bid league, possibly. We think that in the preseason, looking at some things some teams have done, and I hope playing in this league will help elevate our RPI now, and that's what you got to start watching. As much as I hate to, won't talk about it much with the team. We'll talk about the moment and the opponent and how to win the game, but this is a team that's put itself in position to start looking at some of those things now, and it's not premature. It's just real stuff.
Now you're in the middle of the season now, so that's the thing you're going to start looking at, and you got a big RPI opportunity tonight. You have Ole Miss coming to AutoZone Park, the annual home and home. We'll play them here at AutoZone. We'll go down there later in the year to play them in Oxford, and always a big game for the fans. It doesn't help you win the American Conference, but it's a chance, as you say, with the Arkansas game, the Ole Miss game, the Mississippi State game. A lot of first-time fans come down to AutoZone Park. You put on a good show, you get a percentage of them that filter over to FedEx Park.
Yeah, that's what we hope. We hope that the fans that come down there see who we really are, and that's what win or lose. I want the fans to see who they really are, and it's a team that has a lot of fight, a lot of heart. They never really give up. Last week Wednesday, I don't know if it's a tough travel or some guys in some moments that were a little bit starry-eyed. They didn't get to see who I thought we'd been the first few games, and they didn't get to see the same team they saw the previous night in a much more hostile environment. And because we were playing veterans, we used veterans in that game on the mound with Gunn and Caulfield and Myers, and then we put some young guys in some big moments at AutoZone, and they got a little starry-eyed. So trying to get those out of us, and I want the fan base to see, this team that jumped out I think it's the best start overall record-wise, I think, in my tenure here. Now, since when, I don't know. I mean, I don't really follow history that much with records, but one of the things we're trying to do is elevate the number of people that get over to FedEx Park and see this team play and get involved in Tiger baseball in the community, and that's a great way to do it, is to play well down there.
Coach, you go from Ole Miss tonight, then you're going to move your series up. It's the Easter weekend series. The American's going to do it this year. You've done it in the past a couple times. You'll go Thursday through Saturday against Houston, who's the preseason favorite, picked by some to win the national championship this year. We're able to win a game down at UCF. It was a close series, but they are the preseason favorite, and now they're going to be on the road for a second weekend.
Well, first of all, winning at UCF is very difficult. Ole Miss lost 2 out of 3 with UCF, so that's a tough place to win. Todd's team at Houston will be a junior dominant. A lot of guys had big roles on a team last year that advanced to a super regional that returned. So they're battle tested just from the experience they got coming back and what those guys went through last year. And then they of course, being located in Texas, they play a tremendous preseason schedule. So there won't be any pitches, there won't be any hitters that like guys that they haven't faced like before this year. So tough. This is what the conference is built on, those weekends that bring good opponents to our ballpark, and we have to go on the road and play them, and so every weekend's a battle. We anticipate a dominant pitching staff. If they're going to get Lemoyne back this week, he hasn't thrown this year yet. Preseason first team All-American. They've been without him, and they're going to unveil him probably for the Tigers. So, good challenge awaiting us.
How do you get ready for that short series on Thursday, because you just came off a long travel weekend? You didn't come back Sunday night. Houston may have got back Sunday night from Orlando, but you traveled on Monday, the Ole Miss game on Tuesday, so really that Wednesday, the only day to play with before you go right back in action.
We'll do a what I call a high energy practice, but a short interval. We'll play the game tonight and then get them on the field tomorrow, weather permitting, and go very quick, very high pace, but maybe do something for an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. This time of the year, you're trying to find the right way. You're not really doing a lot of high volume reps or a lot of teaching. You're keeping guys sharp, reviewing a few things. I like to review when we play a long stretch and don't practice. Review everything that involves communication. Fly ball communication, ground ball communication, bunt communication. We'll do all the communication oriented practice, high velocity, high pace, and then get them out of here. Hopefully it kind of sets a tone for a little bit of a strange series. You play a Thursday night game, a Friday night game, and a Saturday day game, and that's the only difference really. Our guys, once the season starts, they don't really know what day of the week it is anyway. So,
the bonus is they'll get Sunday off this year, but that'll be 6:30. It'll be a noon start Saturday, not the usual 2 o'clock start. So a chance for some fans to get out there for a couple of night games.
And enjoy Sunday Easter off finally, which we haven't done in the league. This is the first time the league's done it, and I'm glad we're doing it.
All right, well, Coach, we'll let you go. Best of luck tonight against Ole Miss. We'll see you at the ballpark tonight and this week against Houston.
Thanks, Jeff.
That is head coach Daron Schoenrock. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.